Once the girls likes you and all stuff, you're right. You need to set up a date right away, right? You just set up a date as soon as they're hot and you set up. And then, but then you're like, God, you're telling me they're not coming out after they said it or say flake or they don't stop messaging. So I say you need to have a consistent presence in their life. Before we had to text them every other day, right? Text these girls every other day and you have to respond. So that's one way. You could keep DMing these girls or messaging these girls every other day. When you first message them on Instagram, there's an initial interaction. You're talking back and forth. Once Instagram sees that, they'll try to put up that person's stories on top. You want to take that initial hot streak and post stories so your stories could go up on top of her feed so she could start looking at it. So that's the ideal situation. If you could do one thing every time you go to the gym or anything in your life where you could post a story about you working out or a quote, that's what I've been trying. Even if I see a meme or a video reel that I like, I try to post it to create a consistent presence in her life. So it doesn't always have to be you, but you try to fix the algorithm where she's looking at your stories a little bit. Maybe you post something motivational that you like. Ideally, you want her to look at it. And now in this modern era where attention is taken away all the time, I found this out because I did a whole mind mapping or identity mapping of attraction. I was like, why in the modern era is it so hard to keep girls attracted? Why is it so hard to get them on dates? Why standards are going up? Because they're constantly bombarded with other things in their life. Before, we didn't even have to be on our phone. You would just be like staying there. You focus on what's around your life. What I realize is what social media does is it makes you focus not in your life, right? So there's pros and cons to it. How do you get her to focus on your life? That's the main thing, right? You have to get her to focus on your life. She could be like, oh, wow, this guy's actually interesting. His belief system is weird. You don't want to do crazy polarizing stuff, but spike her up enough where she uses the algorithm where she looks at your story. So now she looks at your stories. That's what this girl told me was, we don't even know each other. I keep popping up on your story. Your story keeps popping up. Even this one girl said, I'm not even into this kind of stuff. Why is he popping up? Instagram does this thing where even if you look at one hot Asian guy, and every guy's like, I don't give a fuck what other guys think. But for the girls, there's literally girls infatuated with my journey. They're into my journey, even if it's threads or thought process. Because threads is something I'm doing, but you have to understand then because these girls, and it's not even your fault, they're so bombarded with constant explore. I don't know if you've ever been on an explore page on Instagram. Bro, they know you so well. They just put stuff that hits and you just look at it. You're on Instagram or YouTube and you go down this rabbit hole of watching the same video of different topic every time. Sometimes YouTube, you watch one video about the pyramids. YouTube is actually a great way to make business right now, or set up a phone call date. Because if you don't go on an Insta date, night game works so well is because you're doing that all that night. So you transition, you approach her, the bar, the table, then you take her to outside, isolate, blah, blah, and you try and do this all in one night. But that means if she's hooked, she's focused on you the whole night. But if you do online dating or messaging a girl, the issue happens, especially a girl in LA, if she's hot, that's the issue with LA girls, right? Their flake rate is very high. There's so many things going on. They have new things to go to. Coachella, every time there's a big event. That's why when I found out some students, they're like, oh yeah, my dating apps are drying out. It's because Coachella's happening or EDC's happening. Or that's a time to actually spike up your Tinder and Instagram. Foreigners who are traveling, I realized in Thailand, during peak hours during Songkran, if you boost your Tinder, you get like all these Australian girls, Chinese girls who are coming to celebrate here when they travel. I realized here in Europe, a lot of European and Eastern European girls are more on Tinder than Hinge. So during peak season, if you spike it up, you get more foreigners. I know you're focused more on marriage. I don't know how to make the girls chase you. It's not about looks, the SMB for you. I actually added more value to the SMB chart. And I found out that it all depends on this. Look over that before. I created new slides for all our lessons so I could reteach you the parts I added because I read new books on it, right? What's SMB? So this is something interesting for you. Right now, you think your SMB is just physical. But look, there's literally these SMBs right here. There is perceived SMB. This is how they see your value as soon as they go on your Instagram and your pictures. So you have this kind of observation that they go on your pictures, they like it, and then they go on your Instagram, they call it falls out. So it means that your initial perceived value is very high, and then they go to your Instagram, wait, he's not the same. So that's something you got to fix if that's actually happening. But you have to be logical about this. You can't make a judgment of like, oh, they think I'm ugly on my pictures. No, the more strategic. So you're an engineer, right? You're a sales engineer, right? So you probably break down how do you get your leads, your funnels and everything like that. So your performance, your reputation, how do people know about your reputation? If I'm a rich client and I want to work with the best in your business, how do I know you're the best? Even though they have the same comfort of another shoe like Hoka, I don't wear Hokas or ONs because I still love that. Before you judge yourself on the brand, let me talk about your brand. So you're the best brand and you are the best client, the best brand. But how do they know it's you though? So why do the clients pick you over any other sales guy? Where do they find that info? Are you handed those clients or the clients come to you? You get to handpick you? the company markets you to that client, like, oh, you should work with this guy because he has this, and you have this whole resume, and then they show that what you worked on. And also, you go to the LA games, take them out, show them a good time, and you have a good track record. So first, you have to get marketed, so the company vouches for you, right? Okay. So you have a perceived SMV where because of your company, you have a really high perceived SMV. Within the company, you even have a higher perceived SMV because the company vouches for you, right? So then that is the first thing we got to talk about. So your perceived SMV, you're right. You're saying it's not that high. It's still good because you're still getting girls, but you got to move up the ladder. Just be prepared. So this is based on your past relationships, right? This is where you're struggling. Your transacting SMVs, the girls you're getting are not high quality. So you're like, obviously I'm not getting what I want. So that means my transaction SMV is a 6 or a 7 or 5 or 6 because that's the transaction I'm making with these kind of girls. Okay. But the whole point is you're also attracting 5s and 6s. It seems like your perceived SMV is not getting 7, 8, 9s, right? But I would differ because you got a couple 7s. So I would say your perceived SMV is a little bit higher than your transacted because you transacted, you didn't get it, right? And then normalized, right? SMV is that's what's difficult to measure, less practical for real world. So this is where what's the generic, honest, normalized SMV for a high value Latino guy. So I saw, by the way, Bali, man, pure physical looks. Like I just realized like I want to game because I just want to test my theory on this. How do I game girls where everyone's good looking? Was it money? Obviously not. You can't have a Lambo in fucking Bali. You got a motorbike. But then like even the traffic beats all that logistics. If you're not jacked and you live in this area, you're fucked. And you're gonna get the bottom of the barrel because your body is the highest value here. Because that's the first thing. Everyone's shirtless, everyone's fit, and then you can't even you can't ride a Lambo. You can't even get a nice car because it doesn't move fast unless you have a fucking helicopter. I haven't been on the dating apps. I actually want to check it out today because I just been going through business stuff. But this is where normalized SMB, you're struggling with this too. Because you're like, what is attraction to me? Because you keep judging yourself on yourself and then your friends, but you don't even look like your friends. Like you can't say, based on my other white friend who's call it, a million followers on YouTube, are you doing better in the dating scene? I don't know if you could measure that, but would you say your Instagram's better, your dating app is better than your coworkers? Exactly. Who's scoring 7s? We should actually copy them. If you're going to normalize it, it has to be factual, right? How many Latino guys do you know? Let's just make it factual because if we make it general, dude, that's why it's difficult to measure. How many actual guys you know who are Latino in your life? Guys who are single. Including you, there's 7 guys, right? 7 Latino guys. So out of the 7 guys, who's getting the ideal type of girl? Who's actually dating the ideal type of girl you want? So 3 out of 7 are dating girls that you personally like. The rest, you don't even care. Like you don't even want those girls. Okay. So looks wise, do you know how they market it? They cold approach or they just go on dating apps or what do they do? Those 3, how'd they get those girls? Okay. And would you say those girls are hot and they value looks? Like, do they care? So you're saying those other 3 guys don't have a lot of jobs, but are you close to them? Are they doing well in their relationship? Do you know anything about that? So they're dating insecure women. They're dating insecure women because we call them anxious women. Anxious are the ones who stick with them because they don't want to lose it. So even if they're hot, you don't want to deal with their bullshit. This is where we got to be strategic with this, right? One thing for sure, you're saying you don't look like them. Okay. But you can have a body. Do you have a body close to them or can you get a body close to them? When I post on Instagram, I'm using it more for girls to attract me. Then you got to make sure your lifestyle conduces to it. That's why you also are way richer than me, right? You have way more money than me because you put a lot of that effort into money. If you're in Bali, you have more money than me, it's not going to do shit. Like literally we walk in, there's literally guys, it doesn't matter if they're rich or not. They're just more savage looking. They're big and tall and it's kind of like your guys, right? So the whole money thing, if you're doing all this work for money, right? You're working all this hard for money, you probably have to start using your money, just like your friends walk into a club. If you're going to do all this time and effort for money and it's making you not get your body, we got to use money. You have to probably flex even more with your money. Just because like, you can't make the effort right now to take away from money to put into your body. Because I do think if you got your body, that would dramatically help you, right? Because there's studies about this, right? Physical presence. And also I told you about that study about the 2 girls. One girl showed them how attractive they are and the guy said how formidable. The guys who look formidable, we have to use the money part because you're using all this thing to make money, right? And which you are, you're starting to post more stuff, but there might have to be a little bit more flexing with you. So I made a joke recently that, oh, you can't put a Gucci on your forehead. You need to start wearing a little bit of Rolex here and there, or even like when you go to nice Lakers front row seats, you'll probably have to invest in meeting a celebrity here and there if you could, go into a private suite because It's not that I'm telling you to flex and brag about it. It's just I'm talking about the initial hook, the initial hook. But then let's say you don't want to date girls like that. Okay, that's fine. Because you need to figure out what these sevens that you like, you want. And that's the hard part that you're trying to figure out. So you have to do some research for me to help you out. Like what area, where are your sevens in your area? And I asked you multiple times to join Equinox, bro. There has to be some hot girls in Equinox. Okay. So what part in your life do you feel will have hot girls? Like every Sunday you just walk by. Imagine every time you go to brunch on Sunday, you take your family there. You're always getting the best food. You become friends with the restaurant owner. If you keep investing in that restaurant, they're going to invite you to parties and everything like that. So do you see what I'm talking about? If you're not going to invest in your body yet because you have to make money with your work, invest in something each week where you feel like there's a group of women. Like what area, what in your life now has a group of hot girls all the time? What in your life do you feel like has a potential to have hot girls in your life? Are you willing to change gyms? What about like Alpha Athlete or Bradley Martin's gym? That's not near you. Okay, you might have to get a hobby that has hot girls, like a run club or even golf. I realized I have to create other situations. I prefer $200 a month for a gym if there's hot girls there constantly because I could game there, even if it's not high volume. So I do think you need to figure out because the strategy, we're struggling with the strategy. I think your strategy is, well, if I just was good looking, no, because I guarantee you good looking friends do something with their Instagram, but they probably go out where they cold approach in a pure jungle environment where it's a bar where there's no tables, no high value, and it's just like a pure cold approach bar. Obviously, the good looking guys are going to have a better reception rate than a guy who doesn't. And that's something I had to deal with too. Like everyone deals with that. But the strategy is like, how do you beat those guys? You're not the most like dominant salesman, but why do you beat these guys? Let's be real. How do you beat all these other sales engineers? Are you better looking than these guys? No. Are you truly working hard on your diet and exercise? Or do you feel like you're not doing it because it'll affect your other? How many steps are you doing? Because if you're doing 15 to 20,000 steps and you're eating meal plan and you work out 6 days a week, you're going to get decently shredded. But like, I never, if I went bald too, maybe I regret it, but I was blessed enough not to get bald. I don't regret a single day. I did have acne in the beginning, but now I'm good. And I don't like the needles every time because finally my effort is rewarded. I worked harder than everyone else who had more genetically, but now I could keep with them. Right. So now I'm just like, fuck it. I don't give a fuck. Like now my efforts were, could I put in more hard work? Yes. And I just was like you, where like I could have, but then I would have died. I feel like I would have died. You know what I mean? I just wouldn't have been able to do other things in my life. Even now, like just to keep up this body, I don't have time for anything. So you have to make that conscious decision. What do you want to do about it? Because if we keep focusing on this part, right, I think we have to use the money part. This is where you and me, we can strategize what kind of content you could post. Most of the guys who get laid are attractive. I'm telling you straight up, there's a Korean show called Singles or Phono. Who are the guys who got all the girls? It was top three of the guys, and the other guys didn't get any other girls. It was funny. That's how in terms of pure evolutional psychology, yeah, attraction. The cream always happens. It's a guy who looks like they're gonna have good babies with the girl. They don't care about anything else. I know one of your benefits is that you have a stable life, you have good family and everything. But a girl initially will not look for that right off the bat. That's why even cold approach is not probably the best spot for you, but it'll help you deal with the bullshit. That's why in cold approach, you have to sell something else, right? Either emotions, having fun, whatever. But obviously, in cold approach, a lot of the good looking guys always get it. What scenario in your life can you portray your best qualities right now? Not your body, not your looks, but what you having a good job? Is it like a networking event? Vegas events, a lot of hot girls sometimes go because they're in a company like Vegas seminar. There's company seminars where people like Tony Robbins seminar or like a business seminar or real estate seminar. So is there anything that your company could provide where you go, like a mastermind seminar? You know what I'm saying? Okay, we got. Are you open to going to church? Can you at least go to church? Are you Christian? Can we brainstorm a little bit before we go into the? Okay, how about this? Are you open to even like dating girls outside the country? Then can we do like trips? Normal person don't get hot girls. Your good-looking friends are not normal. The other four friends are struggling. You said, are they doing good? The good-looking ones or the average ones? But the so those average ones, they get girls like you, the one that you got, and okay, so you want to get the hottest girls because you feel like you deserve the best. But where in your life is there sevens in your life? I'm talking about vicinity wise, vicinity. I'm just giving you my ideas, bro. I'm just telling you this is how we're trying to do it because I need to create a plan for you But if you're rejecting every plan you can't say, let me just be normal. No, that's not going to work because even I'm not normal. You're not normal. Kobe Bryant, Kobe, right? So if Kobe Bryant, like you tell him to do this kind of electrotherapy, whatever, he did everything, dude. So I'm just saying, I want you to tell me what you're open to because there has to be some things that we have to start doing because we can't keep using your looks. We can't keep using all this stuff because then we have to use the money route. We have to have you flex a little bit, go to Miami and flex or whatever you got to do because there has to be something where we could increase your perceived SMV where the girl's like, oh shit, maybe he's not as attractive, but his lifestyle fucking legit. You know what I'm saying? So we'll brainstorm. I'm not forcing you to do it now, but you said if right now online dating apps is the best way, which means Instagram too, I think you need to upgrade that, bro. It's just how it is. There's no way around it. You're trying to be fucking great. You're not trying to be normal. You're trying to get better than average. Like you're trying to be great. Like you're still trying to get a 7, which is not easy for a fucking normal guy. So I think it's safe to say you're trying to be great. But I think you're like me. We're trying to be great. You're already not normal. The fact that we're doing this every single week and we're going to Brazil, like you're not normal. So I think you got to start saying you're going to be great. And you got to start acting great. And I think that's where your ideas have to be open to certain things. You'd probably do better than your other friends because you got better game. You already have really good in-date game. But to attract them, to hook them, you got to be like your company, bro. You got to have a great big market share of that company. You don't have to be good looking. Either you have to create that market share where when they see you with other fucking Latino guys, imagine like you're a guy and there's like other good looking guys, but they find out you're the owner of the place or you're a YouTuber who's famous. Just like your friend, he's not better looking than other people. The fact he has 1 million views on YouTube, people are going to recognize him. So fame will be other good looking guys, 100%. Yeah, he's decent looking, but he's not the best looking guy. He's not jacked or ripped, but he'll beat another ripped chiropractor guy or a model because he's a famous YouTuber. So you gotta create this strategy where like you could compensate. It's more okay, this is where I'm at with my body. It's decent, it's better than normal, but it's not super perfect. Then my lifestyle, like I do normal stuff. I'm not gonna go to fucking Nobu, Malibu all the time, whatever. I like this. So then the girl's okay. So you're just a decently above average guy, but I have plenty of those. Why should I go for you? And you tell them I'm stable, I have money, I have family, I have good orientation. Then you're gonna say that's the whole people. So there has to be another extra shtick. So that for you is gonna be emotional intelligence, right? You're smart, you know how to talk to her, but you can't show that to her right away. She has to be caught into your bait. Your bait has to be like a nice shiny bait, like good looking fish that she wants to eat. Does that make sense? So you have to catch her, bro. You just have to catch her, man. That's all I'm saying. And I'm gonna help you, but you reject all my ideas, so I need to help you. I had to get this body or I'm fucked. I just knew I needed some kind of confidence for myself. I had to have one thing. So I just read this book. There had to be one thing in my life that pushed me to get great in everything. That's why I know I'm gonna be great in everything because I got the body. Once I got the body, but it's like the one thing for you might be your business. But every person, every student comes in to game having that one thing. If you don't have that one thing, you're fucked. I had that one thing, it's my body. So no matter how much people talk shit, I had the one thing. That's why I'm mastering game and I'm mastering money, mastering relationships. I always know if I want this, I just have to do that one thing that I did in fitness, identity shifting, all that kind of stuff. Like, so for you, you need to find that one thing. And if it's really your body, just fucking get it, bro. Because at this point, like, it has to be it. For instance, enhancing drugs were legal. You think Kobe Bryant wouldn't take it? He would hella take it. I would 100% say he would take it. 100%. Because he did plasma therapy that could make him play 40. But it's illegal. Because every UFC fighter took it. Right? Until they banned it. So if you don't want to get it, then find something else to get. Maybe it's $1 billion or $100 million to fuck you money. But we have to find that one thing for you that stabilizes your confidence. Right now, your confidence is too ebby and flowy based on the girls, and your thinking is on your looks. So if you keep blaming your looks, we're never going to build your confidence up. It's so subjective. So but can I ask you a question? Do you have that one thing that makes you confident? Do you have that one thing? So my question is, you say you're into health, but you haven't got blood work. Your identity and your action is not the same. For me, I get blood work done every 3 months. I get IV drips every week. You get what I'm saying? You want to see how much medicine I'm taking? Watch. Look over here, bro. Do you see all those supplements in that shelf? Oh, you can't see it. I'm just gonna take a picture for you. This is how much medication I'm taking. Okay, you say you're healthy. Let me show you. I travel with extra baggage. Just look at that. That's how much supplements I bring with me every single day. That's literally magnesium, zinc, SLU, PP32, amino MQ, GW. That's multiple packs, and I put them all thing. That's fish oil, collagen, berberine, Tudka. Bro, I've done blood work every 3 weeks. I'm gonna do another blood work in Bangkok. I do ice bath every day. I'm just saying for you to get this body, just get a full health checkup to see what's wrong. If you're putting in as much work as I am and you're really doing that, bro, it's fucked up that you're not getting it. I think that's not fair. If you're working harder than me or as much as hard as me, you should get your body. And if it's just a small tweak in your testosterone levels or your thyroid hormone, so I found out I have bad thyroid. Thyroid fucks up your metabolism. Brian Johnson took T3 medication for a long time. So there's a lot of things that you're not focusing on because you might be working too hard and not focusing on the actual issue. You might have thyroid, metabolism, because I truly believe if you get your balanced hormones and your whole endocrine system is all, you should lose weight. You should be shredded. If you're working out just as me and you're eating healthy like me, you should be shredded. There's no reason why, because if everything's in balance, it's bullshit. I'm mad for you. I'll be pissed too. If you're not getting shredded, bro, I'm telling you one thing. Once you get that body, bro, and you wake up in that mirror and you see your body, you're gonna fucking love yourself. There's nothing that feels greater than that every morning. Trust me. So my recommendation is just get that. Just get it. It's so worth it, bro. Trust me. There's nothing better than having a body and you get to take your shirt off and you just, people, guys come up to you and be like, yo, respect, dude. You look like a fucking anime character. You guys used to bully me. And it's not a hate. I'm just like, it's that respect. It feels sometimes better than when you say I have a hot girl. When somebody says, bro, you have a sick body. There's a bunch of people on steroids right now at the gym, and you could tell with the back pimples, they're not ripped. They're just big. So for me, I am putting in that extra work to keep the leanness, but that is literally my identity. For me, having that shreddedness is like Bruce Lee, like fucking shredded Dragon Ball Z shit. I feel like Goku when I'm eating and training. So for you, if that's really your goal, just get it once. That's what Will Tennyson did. So Will Tennyson for the first time did a bodybuilding competition, and he did it, and he talks about it, like how he just pushed his body to the limit, but he's all natural. No, I know you work hard. I know you work hard. That's why I'm still trying to create results for you. I don't want this to be just waste of calls each time, but so whatever, just keep me, because you're working hard, I'm actually trying to make your life easier. Just let me know what shortcuts you're open to. As long as it doesn't have to involve drugs harming your body or paying for stuff, just let me know because, bro, I'm studying this shit every day. But if you guys don't tell me what you want, just tell me what you want and I'll help you. I just can't create your reality behind a computer, right? So you either I could go visit you and see what your life's going on, but if every single day you're not around beautiful women, it's gonna be hard. And I know you're busting your ass, so I'll bust my ass for you, but I can't bust my ass not knowing where I'm going. So every time you bust your ass, you know where you're going. If I'm gonna bust my ass for you, I don't know what you want. I know you want to be ripped, but then you want to do it this way. So I'm like, okay, then I'm gonna let you do it, or you have a trainer or anything like that. Bro, everyone wants that. Bro, everyone wants that. What are you talking? You know that's not easy. You know you're trying to be great. By the way, a triangular looking guy, dude. Bali's the first time I've seen those kind of guys. Most of the time, every rich guy, every fucking cool guy I met, they're not triangular, bro. Bro, when I go to a gym in normal city, I'm the only, like, maybe my gym's like maybe 3, but there's 10% less. It's harder to have a nice triangular body. If you look at even the YouTubers, not all of them are super jacked either. Joe Rogan, he's not triangular, he's like bulkier. Bro, this 1% you're trying to do. So you gotta understand, like, you're trying to be great. Give yourself credit. Like, you're putting in the work. Like, even all your, no offense, some of your boys are that jacked. You know what I'm saying? I think you're trying to be more jacked than your boys, based on what I saw in Bali. Yeah. So then let's understand you already accepted that it's gonna take time, but if you're not gonna take shortcuts, dude, I'll help you get it faster. Just let me know what you're open to. You know what I'm saying? But I just want to end it with this, man. I know you're working hard. Well, I'm doing everything for you to get what you want. Guys like you, we need more of you guys not to quit. Because guys like you are the reason why the world is fucked. I think guys like you deserve hot girls, not fucking guy who just walks in and is born naturally good. It's guys like you who need to survive in this world. So evolution wise, when this world comes to shit and we have hard times, we have guys like you who will actually make the world a better place. Did I ever tell you about the Arab king, the guy who's the king of Saudi Arabia right now? You know what he said? So basically he says, right now I drive a G-Wagon. My son, he rides a Range Rover. My great-grandson will have a Range Rover. My great-great-grandson will have a Range Rover Mercedes-Benz. But my great-great-great-grandson will have a Camel. and he'll be the strongest of them all. Because hard times make hard men. Soft times make soft men. And right now we live in a world where it's too soft and too easy. It's an easy life. So basically he's saying that right now the world's gonna come to shit. And you already see it coming. He was about to graduate West Point. And I just posted a story about a kid whose dream was to go to West Point. Dream was to go to West Point and he got killed and West Point honorary let him graduate. This was a graduation, right? Me and him, he's the first fallout of a student I had where he didn't get exactly what he wanted. But I still care about him, right? Because he has heart. I messaged him. He's 21 years old. And he even talked with Andy and stuff. You know what I found out just now? He was so sad that his friends were getting married. And if you get married at the first service academy, it doesn't mean shit. It means they're getting married because they're about to go to college and they're in lovey-dovey. They all divorce rates so high. So basically, he gave up on everything. I thought, I was like, wait, are you okay? And he's like, no, I didn't go to class. I didn't go to formation. So he lost his Ivy League to doctor slot and he didn't graduate on time. He graduated literally late, which is a dishonorable graduation. That only happens if you get in trouble. So he couldn't even, he just went through 4 years of bullshit. One of the hardest, because I just went to West Point. It's 4 years of fucking shit. He worked his ass off because of validation from women. He just quit and he just let everything. So right now his family's mad at him. And now he asked me for a refund. I was getting a little bit angry because I reached out to him and he already worked with a coach before me. That destroyed his confidence. But just the way his entitlement, and I'm not mad at him for asking a refund. Like, honestly, I would give it to him, but I don't just have that money right away. He knew the rules. I told him the first day, I was like, you can't get a refund. I gave him like a half lesson. I don't do half lessons, but I said, give me half month first. Bro, he quit on his life that he lost his Ivy League slot to become a doctor. So he had to change his career. He graduated late, and now his family's not talking to him. And that's the same slot that child died for, that child who sacrificed his life for his friends. And I'm looking at these two kids, and one guy, he had the money, he had everything. He's not even that bad looking, but he compared himself to his friends who were married right after graduation with divorce rates high anyways, at 21. And he thinks he's not getting girls. He was getting girls. He was actually getting matches, bro. He went on a lot of dates. And it's just his mentality was so entitled, right? Because he felt like he should get it in 1 month. He did one photo shoot. He didn't build up Instagram. And I was just like, and he wanted these crazy results. He was wanted to message me back and want to meet me all the time on the weekends. And now he just quit on his life. So he lost his Ivy League spot that he was worried about. He literally said he stopped going to classes. I'm like, what? And I didn't yell at him or anything because, like, I get it. But to me, it's like, that just means who are you without all this? And I think with you, the definition of hard work and success, the physical looks, you want all this outside stuff to validate you. You are already attractive identity-wise, because if the world came to shit, one of the students I would probably cling on to be like, yo, can I come work with you and live with you to survive if the world went into an apocalypse? It's not what your reality, what you have. It's about who you are. And you're one of the hardest motherfucking workers. You're still working with me, right? And your still standards high. He just gets laid. He's happy. So he just want to live young. For you, you have higher standards, haven't lowered them, still haven't quit, and still believe you're the best. Still taking care of your parents at the same time. Still working hard. So stop basing your confidence on fucking external stuff when inside you're already attractive. Because if we recalibrate this whole world in what's attractive, you'll be the most attractive guy out of all students. If we base it on soul and work ethic. But you are so blind to that, homie. Because you see only what people value as. So those are my last two words, man. But I told you that's what guys who got, not what girls find attractive.